Alrighty, so I'm going to be trying to make a series here where I play Hollow Knight on Steel Soul, and I tried to beat the game 112% without dying once. And the reason why I say without dying once is because you can die in dream worlds, such as I'm trying to think of an example here. Let's see. Failed Champion. If you die in Failed Champion on a Steel Soul file, your file does not get deleted and you don't lose. Stuff like that. So what I'm going to try to do is what I'm going to call a true Steel Soul run, where I don't die at all, including in places where the game allows it. Alright, gonna go ahead and make my file here. Steel Soul, obviously. Now this is not going to be a series intended for new players to the game, but rather for people who've played it before and just feel like watching gameplay of it for the fun of it, I guess. I don't expect many people to watch it because I have no subscribers whatsoever, but it's more just me making it for myself, I guess. But if you're watching this, welcome. So obviously we've got the elegy for Hollowness here, which didn't read it, but you know, we've all seen it before. The wonderful opening cutscene, which we love. I think everyone watches this the first time with no context and is just kind of confused. I think I will make an effort to stop talking during cutscenes because I don't think it's very interesting. So I'm going to stop now. Alright, and here we are. So one thing I do want to add is this is not going to be like a speedrun, or rather just kind of a casual but not casual playthrough. Like I'm going to come over here and get the money because I feel like it. I also haven't really played the game fully for a very long time, so I can't say whether or not this is going to be flawless, and if I die I will also end this series because I'm trying to do this deathless, like I said. So I'm going to think of a topic to talk about for each video that I do in the series. With how much success I'll have, I don't know, and it'll come with time, I guess. And for this one, I was thinking of talking about my history with the game and kind of just how I got into it and how it became one of my favorite games of all time. So, back in, I believe, June of 2020, one of my online friends told me about this game. And I had heard of it before, but, you know, you always imagine games differently than how they really are before you've actually played them. So, I think how did I think of it in my head? It's like, I don't know, just a very generic indie game, I guess. I didn't expect anything like this. Like I didn't even know that they were about bugs, right? So once I played this for the first time, I like instantly fell in love with it because it's just something about the presentation is very, it's very different. It felt very unique at the time. The gameplay is very smooth. It's very responsive, and it's just very I don't know, it just feels good, you know? Sorry about that, Fury of the Fallen offshoot there. I just kind of figured I'd get it now so I don't have to come back later. I also do plan on 112ing, like I said, so I am going to need every percent. Whether or not I do the extra stuff that doesn't count for percents, I don't know. We'll see. Also, I don't know how well I'm going to be able to talk constantly, because I'm not good at this. I've never done it before. I've only ever actually done streaming, which I've also been considering maybe uploading VODs for that if I do it more, because I think my dialogue tends to be more interesting during those because I have someone to talk to typically. But I don't know, I'll think about it. I do have a lot of old VODs, like my first reaction to Pantheon 5 ending. Okay, we're in Dirtmouth. I love this music, it's one of the best in the game. I just destroyed my lifeblood, so that's funny, but you know, whatever. I think I'm also going to try to talk to NPCs and just kind of play it at my own pace so we can squeeze a lot more episodes out of it, and also I just get to enjoy the game. I'm not trying to complete it quickly. Wonderful. Perfect start to the game, honestly. I think it's beautiful. It kind of sets the tone. It's also interesting when you know the lore of the game and you know that you're actually older than this guy. It's pretty funny. Alright, so we're going to go down now. Into the hole. I said I was going to talk about my history of the game, but honestly, it's pretty similar for anyone else that's played the game. You get into the game and then you play it. I did make sure to avoid spoilers the best I could. So, like, and I do really think it's important to avoid spoilers for new games and for any media in general to get the best, fullest experience for it. And this game I definitely tried to do my very best on for that. So like I said, I don't recommend watching this if you've never played the game before, or unless you really don't care. But again, I care, so I would prefer if you played the game yourself first. Over here we're going to see our grubbed father. Very sad. Hopefully we can help this guy out at some point, right? I say that acting as if I've never played the game. So I'm not going to do stupid stuff like fight Breeding Moloch right away, because, like I said, this isn't... I'm not trying to speedrun the game or anything. And I'm not good enough at the game to be confident that I can beat him on my first try. So like, even though it's Steel Soul, I'm still going to be doing it in a way that isn't going to be putting me in danger's way the best that I can. Got Cornifer over here. I love Cornifer. He's one of my favorite characters in the entire game. I love trying to mimic his hum. I won't do it in the video right now because I don't think that is... I don't know, I just don't feel like doing it. Fun fact, I think if you don't talk to him a second time, he never tells you his name. And I think that's funny. You can just miss it. Speaking of missing it, I do want to talk to Quirrell. So I might do that first real quick, actually. Just so I can have that dialogue. It's really fun to see it again, especially when you haven't played the game for a while and you forget just everything that the early game offers. Not in there. I can never remember what those guys are called. Although I know Scurry has a thing for them. Who's a wonderful YouTuber and you should check them out. Alright, we got Quirrell here. Bama to churro. Churro. Fuck, I can't do it.
哥，你都来了没？
This is Z.
哥，你都来了没？
Here's another one. Okay, that's probably good enough. Alright, now I'm going to try to be going straight to our objective here, because I already know where it is, and I'd rather not waste time if I can help it. I don't know why I'm doing it like that. Did I actually buy the map? I did, okay. I don't know how often I'll be using it, but, you know, I like to have everything, and I'm pretty sure it is required for 112%. Yeah, I've never been good at that skip. Like I said, I'm not a speedrunner. I try to for certain games like Celeste. I think it's really fun to go as fast as possible on. Hollow Knight, I just kind of do it whatever speed I feel is comfortable with the content. Alright, I don't think we can afford that yet, so we'll come back to it in a minute. I believe it's 200, or around that. Maybe not quite that, but... I do also want to mention, I've never actually 112%ed Steel Soul before. As you saw in the intro when I was selecting my file. I've only gotten to technically 109%, but that's just because I stopped playing and never finished that file. It wasn't out of a lack of ability. I just never felt like finishing it, I guess. I believe I was... I still had the Trial of the Fool to do. And we've got our first boss here, if you can call it that. I'd say it's considered a boss because the Hall of Gods considers it a boss. And it's got the boss magic, so not too terribly hard though. Alright, so we cannot get to Celebra yet. Unless you do shade skip stuff, but I think even then you don't want to do it with without the dash. So we're not going to. We're going to get Sly. I don't know if we ever learned who Esme is, but I think it is someone related to or in a relationship with one of the Nail Masters. Tibole Mas. Alright. Alright, I'm not 100% sure if we have our, gosh, why am I so bad at thinking? Not 100% sure if we have the money for our, stack station yet. So I'm just gonna kill a few more enemies here. Grab the grub that's up here as well. We'll go back around and grab it. I remember when I first came to this spot, I thought you needed an ability to get this. It's pretty funny. Well, the game never formally teaches you how to spike jump, but you are forced to learn it if you want to do every content in the game, because it is an important part of Path of Pain, which I also do plan on doing at some point, but I think that'll be its own separate episode where I do know the progression in that episode so that you can skip it, because I know not everyone wants to see that. Alright, moment of truth. How much is it? It's gonna be real embarrassing if it's... Oh, it's only 50. Alright, well, that's fine. The bench theme, or bench theme, whatever this theme, I think it's like called Calm something. I don't really know. It's one of my favorite pieces of music in the entire game. It feels like nostalgia to me, you know? I also really like the last static. Alright, so we've got that now. It's going to be important, obviously. Alright, we're gonna go fight our first real boss here. Well, not this guy. Ooh, ow. I always forget how big his hit is. Yeah, it'd be really funny if I screwed up here and we had to restart the series. I do think the difficulty jump in, like how hard he is compared to all the other enemies, definitely I feel like prepares people for the game. And as someone who's quite rusty, I feel like I have not been playing a lot lately. I definitely almost got caught there. I act like this won't be a challenge, but I think it'll be a challenge. At least to some degree. I'm not being overconfident, like with, I'm not bringing Fury of the Fall into this. The thing I love about this boss, I like how you don't get soul unless you're actually hitting his head, because it's like you're not actually dealing damage to him, but rather you're forcing him out of the shell. I also like how this boss is explicitly designed so that it's kind of challenging and fair, even though you don't have to dash yet. But obviously, if you fought Failed Champion, you would know that the dash makes the fight way too easy. Or rather, it makes this fight way too easy. But it's a requirement for Failed Champion because he's very hard. He's very fast. Unfortunately, the early game will be a little slow here just because, you know, no dash, no spells, everything like that. Got a city crest. We're gonna wait for the stick bug or whatever we call this. I love stuff like this in games. We'll let him go. Alright. Off to get our first real power upgrade. And honestly, it is a massive one.
Oh, do you see that, man?
So I love this little animation he does when he's like falling. It's always fun to watch. Alright, so I think we're gonna finish this little sort of forced tutorial room, and then we're gonna end the episode off here.
Bueno, in mea.
So we have to go slay the creature. I really like the background in this place. It's very different. The purple and kind of feel to it in the wood, and just how like fragile it all looks. It's really cool. I believe there's nothing over here that's really beneficial to us yet, besides that. Yeah, no. We'll do that later. Actually, I don't even think there's anything over there. I don't even remember. Alright, so gotta beat this guy. Can't hit him, so we have to use spells. Luckily he gives us the materials to get our spells back. We get our first real charm here. I mean, I guess Fury of the Fallen's a real charm, but it's not one that I typically make benefit of usually.
Oh, mama too. Bueno, in mea.
Alrighty. Now that we're on a bench, we're going to end it here. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one.